If you're new to CBD oil, this video is exactly for you. In this video, we're going to describe the relationship between CBD strength and CBD benefits. If you're new and wondering where to start, if you're wondering what the numbers mean on the packages and how that relates to the goals that you have, stay tuned. So the blog that we're covering today, if you're watching this video, you're already here, but it's CBD oil benefits and CBD oil strengths. So this blog's talking about the relation between, right? So some people think that the stronger the CBD oil is, the more benefits you're going to get. And to be honest, that's not always the case. The real way to determine benefits is by, and this is what we preach here, is to find the smallest amount of product that you need to use to get the benefits that you're looking for. So the confusing part about CBD and what we explain to our new customers is, if somebody's fighting anxiety, they might need a small amount of product. So taking something very, very strong is kind of overdoing it. So benefits to me not only include, relieving symptoms from your ailments, but also making it cost effective for you so that you can continue getting these benefits. And at the end of the month or whenever you go to buy again, you're not debating the pros and cons, that you can just fully say with your heart, yes, this is working for me. I can afford this. I love the way I feel when I use this. So that's what this blog's all about. So it's a lot of text. I try to be as comprehensive as possible, just so everybody knows I write the blogs. If you find typos, that's my bad. I'm always kind of thinking too fast and not able to type fast enough. If you do find a typo, just please let me know. I'll happily correct it. But yeah, getting into it, basically my aim was visually and just by reading is to kind of break it down all the way to the basics. So we see a lot of products out there. I'm sure you're shopping different products. There's organic products. There's other competitors of ours products, but they all kind of have the same theme. There's going to be a strength number in a percentage or a large number on the packaging. And I made this handy PDF, which you guys can download for free. It's going to be on our homepage. If you go to our homepage, here we are. It's towards the bottom here, and just after the picture of me. But right here, you can go ahead and click on that. And when you do, you'll land on it here. So in essence, this is a super handy guide for anybody just starting out. In the UK, CBD terminology can be a bit confusing. It's the same in the US. Companies are always shifting the focus of what they want customers to look at, whether it's a super big number of milligrams or a giant bottle. But all of that, we'll explain all of that in this video coming up. So if you cruise down here, did the anatomy of a typical CBD package. And what we're really looking for here is this number here. It's going to be a large number. So we have 2,000 milligrams on this, and we classify it as 20%. Not all companies classify their products in percent. They'd rather just show this large number. And we'll get into that in a minute. But then another important number is the size of the bottle, or how much volume's in the bottle. So 10 milliliters here. So there's some deceptive practice in CBD packaging. Like I said, some people would want you to focus on the large number. So on our particular product, we have 2,000 milligrams, right? It seems large, and it is for good reason. We've seen other companies put 20,000 milligrams. But if you read the fine print, it'll be 20,000 milligrams per giant liter of product. So not very clear to the end user. And the risk in that is you think you're getting an extraordinary deal, only to find out that it's super diluted and not really giving you any benefit at all. So in the article, we kind of cover what these numbers actually mean and how they relate, just so that we give the reader a firm understanding of what CBD strength actually means. So here we show this 2,000 milligrams all clumped together in a ball. This kind of represents the total weight of CBD within the bottle, whether the bottle's super big, if it's a 10 milliliter bottle like what we use, but we kind of represent that here. So 10 milliliters with 2,000 milligrams in it. In this thing, we show it a bit better here. So here's the same slide, 2,000 milligrams in a 10 milliliter bottle. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good ratio there. And this ratio actually equates out to 20%. So every drop's going to be 20% CBD by volume. Some companies selling the larger bottles will put a large number like this 2,000, but it's represented in a 30 milliliter volume set. So in the blog, I kind of relate this to, imagine you have a paint can and you fill it with 2,000 marbles, and then you fill the rest up with water. If you scoop your hand in the paint can, chances are you're going to pick up a lot of marbles. Now, if you take those same 2,000 marbles and put it inside of a giant bin and fill it up with water, and you go to scoop, you're going to scoop up far fewer marbles in your hand. And that's exactly the way to visualize it. When you buy a larger bottle with a large number, you want to be able to make sure that you're getting the strength you're going to need to find a benefit. So cruising down the blog a bit more, once we covered strength, we cover the best ways to use the product. So basically, if you're using an oil, there's a couple ways that you can use it. There's topically, which is good for localized pain. It's where you just apply some to your skin and rub it in. But there's also under the tongue, which is the way we advise. So under the tongue, you're going to absorb about 30% of what you put in. And that's why we like oils so much more than capsules or gummies. Gummies, you might absorb 12%, same with capsules. And that has to do with them going through the liver and getting broken down before they enter your bloodstream. So that's why oils are so popular. I know it looks old-fashioned, tincture of oil with a glass eyedropper. It seems like something out of the 1940s, but it is the most effective way right now. Looking through the blog a bit more, some key highlights I want to find here. Oh yeah, so we talk about the different types of CBD. So in this, we're talking about this ball of CBD, which represents the large number or the amount of CBD in the packaging. In the blog, we kind of state that what is pure CBD? Well, there's two types. It's a difficult question to answer. There's isolate-based, which is chemically pure, and then there's pure extracts. So CBD that's extracted from the hemp plant along with all of the other complementing kind of cannabinoids, all the stuff that's good for you, like terpenes, like other cannabinoids like CBG or CBN or CBC. All these things in the natural extracts work together to kind of amplify the effects. And what that translates out to is more efficacy and actually more value for you. So there's a lot of products in the UK that are isolate based. And we kind of highlight that here in the blog. Isolate based are cheap to produce. They're basically the scraps from natural production of other hemp type products. They're typically produced using chemicals, so ethanol or butane, which can leave a residue. And also, there's no exact sightline on the origin of isolates. It's because they're all scraps that could be coming in from all over the place, from trim operations or whatnot. But the reason why companies like them is because isolates have no THC, so there's less restrictions on the products themselves. They can still classify it as CBD. So it's like, you know, there's aspirin and then there's generic aspirin, right? And the generic aspirin is way less beneficial. It's kind of something like that. It's not a good product. There's been plenty of studies showing that pure extracts, the natural stuff, what we sell out of the plant, very, very effective when compared to isolates. Jumping back in, we just kind of finish up with what strength of oil should you use? So going back to the beginning of this video, we kind of say that, well, it really depends. It really depends on your goals. It really depends on your weight, on your size. Some people, we call them hard targets. We've seen people that are relatively in good shape, having issues with sleep, maybe caused by stress at work or something going on in their lives, who need a lot of CBD to find sleep, whereas other people may just need 2 or 3 drops just before bed at night. It really depends on you. And the way I describe it in this video is to kind of go with your gut. So the way we structure our products, there's a good range, but there's some key steps here, like a 5%, our weakest strength. It's not going to work for somebody that's 120 kilos looking to mitigate back pain, right? He's going to probably need, or that person's probably going to need something much stronger. So we'd advise probably the 20% for them. The same goes for somebody who's an athlete that just is taking CBD for, relieving kind of minor joint pain in their hands. They're not going to need the 40% product. I mean, that's just going to be overkill. So it's really to kind of trust your gut, determine how much you weigh, kind of give a point scale as to how bad is the ailment, how bad's my insomnia, how bad's my pain, how bad's my anxiety and stress levels, especially when going to work. Just determine that, then look at our product range. We have 5, 10, 20, and 40. And kind of decide for yourself, okay, where does this feel like I should go? Another key point in the blog that we mentioned twice, that you can always contact us. So we always pick up the phone. We have a UK phone number and an EU phone number. We operate in both areas. Chances are, if you call, you're going to connect directly with me and we can pick up this conversation over the phone. But to remain helpful here, we kind of just break it down into, low potency, middle to strong potency, and high strength. And then we give you a handy chart as to how many milligrams of pure CBD there are per droplet when you buy one of these products. Another key point here, in our products, we've added a new feature. So before it used to say full spectrum 5% CBD. Now we have added this calm and focus, balance relief, strong relief, etc. Okay, that was in the hopes of just kind of giving the new customers, new people to CBD a bit of context. And this data is kind of based off of our experience of selling thousands of bottles of CBD to customers, connecting with them, and learning together what works best with our products. So we hope that helps you. Just wrapping up, we give some examples of how you can use CBD and our recommendations. So for exercise, muscle recovery, we have sleep. We have a little disclaimer that we're kind of forced to put in a lot of our blogs about speak to your doctor first, especially if you're on medication. We've written an article about CBD and medication, which is linked to here. I'll link it down below as well. That's pretty important information. And that'll probably be my next video, to be honest. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up. We try to be as helpful as possible. We know that a lot of people watching this, they're first timers. I could go on for days, as you could tell, about this topic. But yeah, these are the relations between CBD strength and CBD benefits. To fully understand it, we kind of just help you realize what strength the product is that you're looking to buy. On our website, we make it nice and handy. You have the guide there. You have this guide to help you understand not just the strengths and the percentages, but kind of the whole thing, how to get started, how to jump in. There's a lot of anxiety of people who want to enter a shop, who want to contact a CBD company and ask questions, but people tend to not ask questions because they might feel dumb. They might feel, you never know. Well, this takes away all that anxiety. You have this resource here. You can always contact us. So that concludes our CBD oil strengths in relation to CBD oil benefits video. I hope you found it informative and that it helps you in your journey to find the best possible product to help give you the most benefits and get your life back. Until next time, I'm Robby Thompson, and thanks for watching.